where former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, and the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, along with other dignitaries, visited Daura to condole with the family of the late former president, Muhammadu Buhari, and offer prayers at his graveside. Peter Obi was unable to attend the funeral on Tuesday due to flight restrictions, made a point of visiting on Wednesday, emphasizing the importance of national unity beyond political divides. Speaking with Arise News, Obi recalled Buhari's words to him during his campaign, stating that the late president urged him to take care of poor Nigerians if he won the presidential election. Let's take a look.
Well, I had the opportunity of meeting him while I was campaigning, and I remember his words to today. Please care for the poor Nigerians. That's what I always remember. And I believe that he did his best within his capacity.
That was beautiful to hear, Vimbai. Take care of poor Nigerians, and that was what was paramount for the late former president, Muhammadu Buhari. We know that he had a lot of programs, especially for the poor, Vimbai, when he was alive.
Absolutely. You know, some people say, I mean, gosh, we can debate this for days and days and days. But some people say that, you know, the real reason why he didn't want to, he didn't go ahead with removing the subsidy is because he knew that it would lead to the type of situation we see now, where there would be an inevitable cost of living crisis. That's what some people argue. Other people might argue different things. But I think one thing that does stand out is that in his own way, he did have a heart for people, and he did the conditional cash transfers. There were the trader money. There were several things that were rolled out, or rather, the intention behind several programs that were rolled out was to alleviate, the poverty of the masses. Execution is another conversation, but I think here we're focusing on intention. Of course, the other thing that made headlines, and I think we were all anticipating when I was watching live when Ayo Adenaye was able to get that interview with Peter Obi after the prayers was, where was Peter Obi during the funeral? Yes. Before we even get to his response, I just feel that the standard we're holding Peter Obi, who's not any official office holder, he's not a public servant, he's a private citizen who is an opposition politician. I think the standard we're trying to hold him to is impossible. I'm glad he made it to Daura. He said he couldn't make it to Daura on time because logistically it was difficult to get there. Landing there, you saw the number of private jets that were there, the number of aircrafts that were there. It was a difficult place to access Katsina and then by road to Daura. So I think that it was a little bit heavy-handed for people to start criticizing him for not showing up to the funeral, number one. Yeah. But number two, at least he came to pay his condolences, but you'll never please all of the all the critics. But for me, it was just a reminder of the fact that, gosh, we're holding this man to a very high standard and sometimes almost an impossible standard. And we also do need to remember that, yes, he's an opposition politician, but the same energy we give to him, let's give to those who are actual office holders, people who are actually holding elected office at the moment, who owe us accountability, because currently Peter Obi is a private citizen. He actually doesn't owe us anything. But I'm glad he went there. The mourning continues. I believe there's 3 or 4 days left of the 7 days of mourning. And we continue to pray for the family, the loved ones, and a lot of support going towards the family. I'm glad to see that, that spirit of Ubuntu, as we call it, is surrounding them in Daura.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Vimbai. I mean, yes, the mourning continues. We did see, Peter Obi with Buhari's daughters there. It was, refreshing to see that the family is surrounded by people that, love them. There were also prayers at the graveside. If you have those visuals of Atiku Abubakar and, of course, El-Rufai by the graveside, praying, in earnest at that particular moment. But also, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu released a tweet yesterday, quite a solemn tweet as well, and I'd like to read it out for our viewers. President Tinubu, and he posted some pictures along with this tweet. He wrote, "Yesterday was a solemn and deeply emotional day for me. We laid to rest a man I was proud to call a friend, a brother, and a patriot. His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, my Gaskia, was not just a former president. He was a man of rare discipline and quiet strength, whose love for Nigeria shaped every decision he made. Even in the face of criticism, I mourn him deeply, not just as my predecessor, but as a comrade in the long and often lonely journey of nation building. To his beloved wife, Hajia Aisha Buhari, and the entire family, I offer my heartfelt condolences. May you find comfort in the honor and legacy he leaves behind. Nigeria has lost a true son. I have lost a friend in former President Buhari. May Allah grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. I like that. Rest well. Baba Buhari. I mean, if we can show those images that President Tinubu posted on X, I mean, it was quite befitting to see that they had, pictures of his military hat and, of course, his sword. Again, may our president, our former president, say Baba Muhammadu, may Gaskia, may his soul continue to rest in peace. We'll take reactions trailing the resignation of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar from the People's Democratic Party, a party in which he was a founding member of in 1998. In a letter dated July 14th, addressed to his ward chairman in Jada, Adamawa State, Atiku stated that his decision was with immediate effect. He cited a departure from the party's foundational principles as a reason for his exit, expressing that he found it necessary to part ways due to the current trajectory the party has taken, which he believes diverges from the foundational principles they stood for. He described his decision as heartbreaking, but necessary due to irreconcilable differences. Well, let's take some tweets. We'll take Festus Keyamo's tweet. He wrote in his capacity as SAN. He wrote, "Your Excellency, while I acknowledge that it is within your constitutional right to challenge political parties at any time, you may wish, however, releasing your letter of resignation from the PDP during this week of the mourning of our immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, is clearly an attempt to draw the spotlight away from such a solemn occasion and direct it on yourself. In fact, as the image below shows, you prepared, typed, signed, and delivered that letter the morning after the passing away of former president was announced. With the greatest respect to you, this clearly demonstrates that your obsession with your perennial presidential ambition knows no sympathy or empathy. And since we are on the issue of your letter, it is both morally and legally wrong to continue to use the coat of arms of the federal government in your private or political communications when you stopped being a functionary of the federal government more than 18 years ago. Section 6 of the Flag and Coat of Arms Act, Cap F30 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 makes this an offense. I mean, Festus Keyamo here is saying that Atiku is committing an offense. You did see that letter, and that was the first thing that I saw. He has the coat of arms on his letter. I mean, in my mind, I was like, what capacity? Maybe I can learn more on that.
Office of the former vice president.
People also have cards that they write friend of the
president.
Friend of the president, really. I mean, but that's Festus Keyamo saying that it is an offense to use an official letter in that manner. But in the meantime, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde stated on Wednesday that Atiku Abubakar's resignation from the PDP will not negatively impact the party's standing. Speaking at an event in Akure, Makinde asserted that the PDP is an institution with freedom of entry and exit, and that it is better for anyone who holds the PDP down to quit. He also downplayed the ADC's threat to the PDP, stating that their goals are similar, that is to address governance issues, emphasizing that leaders come and go, but the state and country will remain. Let's take a look.
I don't think that will make any dent on PDP as a party. PDP is an institution, right? You're not happy about the tempo and the pace of governance. You're free to associate and see what can be done. But one thing we must all realize is that players will come and go, governors will come and go, presidents will come and go, but our country will remain.
All right. Seyi Makinde there standing strong for his party. But we know also that Muhammadu has quit the PDP as well. He put out a statement yesterday and he wrote to his ward chairman in Owan East local government area in Edo State. He wrote, "My reason is simple and straightforward. Our party has been unarguably hijacked by anti-democratic forces from within and outside in broad daylight. It is therefore honorable to abandon the carcass of the party to them, while the majority of us earnestly sign up with the new coalition party known as the African Democratic Congress. I will forever treasure the kind support you gave me at all times." All right, the carcass, the PDP now. Empty shell, that's what he's calling it.
I think it's stronger than an empty shell. He said it's dead. There's no life there again. A carcass, roadkill. Okay, that's what he implied.
Yes.
See,
So
with the PDP, we've been talking about this at length about how many people have been. That's what they said. That's what he said. He said carcass.
Come on, there's no one who.
So I think that in a situation like this, if you are still within the PDP, if you're supporting the PDP, you would want someone to come out and speak with strength. And that's exactly what the governor of Oyo State did. I don't think that he could have said anything else other than to put a strong face on and say that, yeah, if these people want to go, they can go, that the party is still an institution, there's still life there. Muhammadu said it's a carcass. Seyi Makinde says there's still life there, and we will see what the people decide in 2027.
we will see. So let me take Felix Morka's tweet again. He also reacted before I come to you. Rufy on fire, plenty violent. Felix Morka wrote, "Yet again, Atiku uses his revolving door out of the PDP for the third time, all in his desperate but ever elusive search for the presidential golden fleece. Indisputably, the weakest link in Nigeria's partisan democracy, Atiku is driven only by his selfish and obsessive presidential ambition, never willing to put in the work to build his party or remain to solve its internal crisis, but claims a birthright entitlement to presidential ticket of his party to the exclusion of all others. Congratulations, Nigeria's incomparable political wanderer." Felix Morka with the words. He's calling Atiku a political wanderer. Rufy on fire.
Wonder. You know when the way people are potting from one party to the other.
Yes.
You know what I remember? Saka's song in the advert. I don't pot to. Kirikata. Oh yeah. So Muhammadu, he has pot. He has left the PDP. The truth is, yes, you can make the moral arguments that, politicians, you should stay true in your political party. But the question is, who amongst them that are criticizing people does the stone not point back at in this potting business? In fact, some people will say, the likes of Muhammadu, that they use their full chest to pot, are better than some people that are in the PDP and they are working for the APC.
Oh, there's that too.
Are even better than people like Seyi Makinde that is talking that people should go today. There is a governor in the PDP, but worked against his party in the last election. So, when you look at it, this smear is on all of them. They all do it. Nigeria has not gotten to the point where you have leftist ideology, right ideology, right of center political party. We've not got, maybe we had that before, back in the days of the Action Group, or back in the days of the, what's his name, Aminu Kanos of this world, the Nepos of this world. But today that has dissipated. So all of them fall in that category. Secondly, it's so easy for people that destroy the PDP, and I'm coming back to Mr. Seyi Makinde, to now say, people can come and they go. When Mr. Seyi Makinde and Mr. Wiki and Mr. Otom and all of these people were destroying the PDP because of the interest of one person, and I'm very happy my Governor Otom came on air today. A lot of revelations were made. I think people should go and cut the interview we had today and keep it and archive it. Because he said invariably, when they were trying to sideline our candidate that I support, we had to do so. It was about their own interests. And that's why when we keep asking, this same process that the NEC agreed to throw open, if it had favored Wiki have scuttled everything. If the vice presidential candidacy had even gone to him, we have done this. You see, primary school, childhood lessons, you will never get what you want every time. And what we expected was that people would be a party man. As regards Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, how many parties now? He has gone through everywhere. He has an ambition. But you see, if you want to fault him for his ambition, the question is, what about Muhammadu Buhari? The President Muhammadu Buhari of blessed memory today, he too left through many parties to be able to get his ambition, from AMPP to CPC up to APC, to be able to get his ambition. So when you want to throw stone at one politician, it goes back the return. But the point Mr. Festus Keyamo made was apt. And the part of the lawyer quoted was right. I don't think it's right for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to use the Federal Court of Arms, especially with a letter that he's writing to declare to do a partisan something. I don't think it's a good taste. I think it negates the ethos of this, Federal Court of Arms and everything. And the laws are there. Section 6 of the Federal Court of Arms prohibit the use of Nigerian Court of Arms without lawful authority in a matter that could deceive or mislead others into belief the communication or action is from federal government. This is a political partisan matter. There was no need for it. And it was not necessary. So, apart from that, you can berate him and say all sorts. But it's so easy to berate him today. The same Atiku used to be very best of friends with President Bola Tinubu. The same President Bola Tinubu was the one that said, Atiku, come and run. I have platform for you. When Obasanjo was the enemy. All of them, they run around the same circle. So in Nigerian politics, when you throw a stone, 5 comes back to you in return. And that's why they're all the same. And Vimba, you made a very valid point. You see, there's a lot of illusion and delusion in the Nigerian political commentary space. They're mandating Peter Obi. Why didn't he go to Daura? Why didn't he do this and everything? And like you said rightly, he's a private citizen. The truth is, if Peter Obi was a public citizen and held a political position, the scrutiny will be 10 times more on him. The reason President Tinubu is getting all this scrutiny is because he's in power today. The moment he finishes his term and is no longer in power, the truth is, you don't have scrutiny on him again. And he owes us nothing. So as long as he's there, we will scrutinize.
All right.
Peter Obi, you can't now because he's not. But see, in fact, Peter Obi's on there. In a case that he nears anything power, my neck pressing of him will be the highest because he promised a lot. I will press.
You will press. Rufy,
I will press his neck. He must deliver results.
He must deliver.
I'm even too lenient on President Tinubu. Too lenient.
You mean President Tinubu, when the time comes, you will be worse with Peter Obi, right?
No, I said if anything happens that he nears any political position,
right.
The way I'm going to press his neck, I say I'm too even lenient on President Tinubu.
All
the way
right.
I'm going to press his own neck.
All right.
I will press, because accountability is key for the governance of this country.
That's all we ask on this table. Accountability.